John was to the adult film industry what Elvis Presley was to rock and roll. He simply was the king.
He was one and only king. No one else measures up.
He was a king.
John Holmes was the biggest male star that there was.
He wasn't that good looking, he wasn't that smart, he wasn't that brave, he just had a huge dick and he could fuck.
I'm talking about a dick from my elbow down.
John had multiple personalities.
Oh, he was very sweet and gentle.
John was a jerk. I never knew John when he wasn't doing drugs.
What actually was in his mind as he saw 4 people slaughtered?
John had an extremely low self-esteem.
He was an interesting man, very sociopathic.
He backhanded me in the mouth so hard that my tooth went through my lip.
He was proof that all men are not created equal.
Thank God for John Holmes, or I wouldn't have had a job this year.
I mean, we would say something like, "What do you think you are, John Holmes?" And everyone knew what that meant.
I think you could mention a lot of porn stars from today's world that the housewives in the middle of America wouldn't know what the hell you were talking about, but they said John Holmes and everyone knows, you know.
He was just a little boy with a big dick that discovered a pot of gold at the end of his zipper.
I asked him, well, how long do you want to do this? Because a lot of people in the hardcore field wanted to get out. And he looked at me and he said, until I'm dead.
What was so fascinating about John Holmes, the fact that he had this gigantic penis. He was a skinny guy with this huge schlong. And no matter how you slice it, when it comes down to porn, that's what people really seem to get a kick out of. I mean, you can have all the good-looking guys with the bodybuilder physiques. Guys out there in the audience want to see this gigantic penis going into some cute little blonde or brunette.
First and foremost is the obvious anatomical factor. It was the size that made him a household word more than anything initially.
That's what I saw when I looked at John Holmes, was you see some of the early films that he made, and you see his face, and he's really, like, kind of cute. So gangly, you know, he's like a geek, you know? Like just a geek, but he's got this big dick.
When I first saw his cock, my reaction was, I didn't know what to do. I was like, there's no way that thing's getting up in me.
Wow. As the joke goes, if John ever got fully erect, he'd lose consciousness from a lack of blood to the brain because his dick was that big.
You know, actually, it was actually 13 and a half inches long because John measured it many times for many people that didn't believe him.
We're all size queens, size kings. But would I trade my little meager Jewish cock for his cock? You're fucking A, wouldn't I throw in my kid too? And a house and 3 ex-wives.